Okay, so what we're going to do today is to have a look at putting together this card here. So we'll go through step by step how I did it, but basically it's using the Creative Expressions Winter Wonderland edger die, and it's such a nice die. It's quite versatile, but also when I first saw it, this picture of a winter wonderland just immediately came to mind, and I wanted to do sort of a bright white, but that sort of frosty blue colours. So this is why I chose the sort of light blue in the background, but then for the edge die to sort of stand out, to go a bit darker with that. And so yeah, I was really pleased with the finished card. I really like the die. It's just such a lovely the way the letters have been done, and the snowflakes as well. They're just so delicate. And so yeah, so what we'll do, we'll get started. First of all, we go through what we need to actually put the card together. So what we've got here, obviously the die. So here we go, Winter Wonderland. So that's the size of it. It's quite a big die, and so we need that, and I'll put that to one side. We need some circle dies, and I used, because my circle dies have got this sort of stitching element, I used some rectangle dies as well, but you don't need to do that, and I'll give you the measurements that I use for the card. We need 2 sheets of white A4 card, 1 sheet of the light blue A4, then pieces big enough to take the die of the silver glitter card, another bit of white, and the darker blue. Okay, so I'll put those to one side, out of the way. Also, we'll be needing some craft glue, some Cosmic Shimmer 3D sparkle accents, some flake and glitter glue, again Cosmic Shimmer, and that's for the sparkle shakers, and this colour is the blue silk. Okay, some further adhesive to put the back onto the card blank. Pokey tools useful, not essential, as is the tweezers. Some small scissors for a bit of fussy cutting. Some sticky tape, some low tack sticky tape, some old scissors because we're going to be using some foam tape as well. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you need to do is, with the A4 sheet of card, is to score and fold it in half. Now, to fit my rectangle dies, I took about 1 centimetre off the edge, but depending on what you're using, just do it to size on that. So that's our card blank. We then need to cut a large mat in the light blue, and then one small mat in the light blue, and 2 small mats in the white cardstock. Okay, I've already cut the circles out, but we'll go on to that later. Now, the sizes for the mats, the large mat is 18 3/4 by 13 3/4 centimetres, and the small mat is 17.5 by 13.5 centimetres. Okay, so those sizes that would fit the A4 cardstock if you just cut about 1 centimetre off that edge. Okay, so the mats are all ready. Then, as I said, we come to cutting the circles. Okay, so if we cut, by cutting the circle, sorry, what you need is 3 different sizes. So 1 large, 1 medium, 1 small. The best way to do that, do the largest first. So if we go back to the card, okay, we'll see the front is white, so that's the largest going back, medium, light blue, and then the smallest in white. So start off with the largest on the white. Then I've got one here that I haven't done. The best way to do it is go biggest first, then the next size, just make sure that this all lines up with it behind. Take the next size, position it in the middle like that, nice and centre, so it's all going to line up. Then put your low tack sticky tape and then go away and die cut it, and then again you use the blue one to position the white, the smaller white one. That's the easiest way, and you'll find that once you get them all together, then like so, they're all going to line up. Now the only thing that might be different is if the top and bottom are slightly different sizes. It's got, maybe it's not quite central here, so just make sure that you've got them the right way around. Okay, so that's all set. Right, what we should have done right at the beginning, so we could leave it to dry, is to put the flaking glitter glue down, because what happens is, I'll show you, it comes out quite fast. It has got a small nozzle there, but when you're doing big areas like this, it's best to just take that off, but just watch it, because it does sort of, a lot just pours out, and I just want to show you basically here. Now you can use a spatula, etc., but I tend to just use my finger like that. You just spread it out, and I don't know whether you can see that. That's actually quite, it's got a sort of milky sheen to it. Let it dry, it stays tacky, and I've done one here earlier that is dry, but it's still got that shiny, but it hasn't got that milky sort of sheen to it, and it's still tacky, so that the glitter sticks to it. And what you do then is just take the sparkle shaker and just sprinkle it all over, then rub it with your finger so it sticks on, shake it off onto a piece of card, and like you do with embossing powders, just fold the card and put it, the rest back into your pot for another project. I've now got sticky fingers. Okay, so that would be drying, so that's all set to go. And so we've done the circles. The next bit we do is we have to do the die cutting. Okay, oh, a word on the die cutter. The card for this, a small one will be fine. You don't have to use an A4 one, this will all go through a smaller sized one. Okay, so I'll just have a quick drink of water, 1 moment. Okay, right, so what we need to do is to cut this out in the white, the silver glitter, and I've got it already cut out here, so I don't have to go away to the die cutting machine, and also the dark blue. No, we don't, not the dark blue, sorry, no. So we do it in the white, silver glitter, and then once we've put the glitter on, we then do that one as well. Also on this one, if you have a little bit of a waste bit, what I do is just do another one just of the snowflake area. So we then, that's what we need the small scissors for, to fussy cut that, just to make sure that we've got like a full snowflake there. And that's what we need with the glitter card as well. So I'll show you how I do that. It's particularly for the silver glitter and the white, you don't have to be too worried about it, because, let me cut properly, because some of it, the part of it, I'll show you here, so part of it will be hidden anyway, so don't worry too bad. It's really this, the blue one, the dark blue glittery one, that you really need to be more careful with. Okay, so just wiggle this one out, it'll come. A bit of fiddle, because this, I probably haven't cut it quite enough, because this glitter card is quite thick, but we'll get there. Okay, be there. Just pull that waste away. Here we go. And we need a pokey tool just to get those extra bits out. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that bit because I'm going to poke that out. So I just cut round there, if you can see that, like so. Poke that bit out there, a bit of extra bit there. Okay, as I say, be a bit more careful with the blue, but a similar sort of process with the white. Cut that extra bit out. It's just got to look like a snowflake really, so don't worry about it, that'll be fine because that'll poke out the edge. Okay, and right, so this is probably about the fiddliest bit. What we want to do, turn that round, so if you see these letters here, I'll bring the card back. In fact, let's okay, so what we've done here is I've put the white sort of paper piece, the white, back into the word Wonderland. You could leave it without, but with it, it just makes that word pop a little bit better. And I also put the little stars in here. This one here didn't matter, if I can find it. This one here doesn't really matter because that's sitting on white card anyway. So yeah, so the best way that I've found to do that is to, this is what you need the sticky tape for, is to just on the back, there are scissors, is to stick sellotape where you want to put the white. Okay, even if it's going to go over a little bit, like that bit there, just snip it like that, and it doesn't have to cover all of the letter or all of the area, as long as there's enough for the bit to adhere to. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so come back this way, and we don't need the W, so we'll just go back to there and then cut there, and then over that star there, and some of the spots I do as well. Okay, so this is the fun bit, and it's quite, I find this quite satisfying actually. You just pick, just hopefully it's all cut properly, pick the letter out, just check you can see that, yeah, and then just press it in there, and then it holds that one to the N, press it down so it sticks, then the D, such lovely letters, just really nice shapes to them. Okay, the E, then the R, and the L, and the A, nudge that into place. Tweezers make this so much easier than trying to do it with fingers. And then the bottom half of the D, that's absolutely fine. And to leave them in place, it's not so bad with letters obviously because you know the shape, but actually to leave it in place until you're ready to stick it on is quite a good idea, because then you know which way round and where it's going to go, especially if you've got a few dots and a couple of stars and that sort of thing. Is that the right one? That one looks a bit big. That one is a bit big. Which is the big one that's missing there? That's fallen out. You can normally guess where they go, and pop it out. You just push it out from the back. They normally pop out quite nicely. Little dot of snow, and a tiny one there. I mean, you don't have to fiddle around with the little ones. Is that one there? No. Have I lost one? The amount of times I've searched on the floor for little bits. I always keep all the little bits until I've finished. No, I don't know where that other one's gone, but oh no, that one's got to go there. Yeah, I keep them until I've completely finished. I have been known to rummage through bins. It'd be easier to actually just recut, but it's it becomes a challenge that I have to. But I'm not going to do that now. Yeah, I've lost one, but I'm not going to search for it now. Don't worry. Okay, it's not very good. Watching experience. Okay, so they're all in place. So next bit we need to do is put these to one side, line that out the way. So start putting the card together. First thing to do is on the back of there, just stick this one to the card blank, making sure we've got it the right way. Okay, I have to stand up for this bit. Excuse my head if it gets in the way. I just want to try and get this. There we go. So that's on there like that. So now we need to smallest one first, and with foam tape on the top, along the bottom. Okay. Oops, I'm out of camera shot, sorry. Okay, and then that one there. And again, let's get that nice. Whoopsie daisy, that was right, my head right in the way, sorry. Okay, you can do this a bit better yourself because it's always a bit tricky when you're trying to do it for the cameras. Okay, again, top. Oops, use my best scissors. And here we go again. And bottom, like so. It's such an easy card to make, this one, and it is such a beautiful finish. But you know, all the work's done in the die for you, really. And then these then line up, so that's a bit easier to do. So I just need to like that. Now this one, the top circle one, you need to put the tape down the sides because there's not enough room. You could put some here if you want. But yeah, I've been caught with that before. So whoops, and that's on the front. I'm doing that. Make sure I've got it the right way. Here we go. Snip it off there. Snip it off there. Take the backing off. Okay, and then line those up. like so. Okay. Right, so there we've got the basis of our card. So now we need to put the Winter Wonderland on. Okay, so I've got to come clean on this. When I was prepping for the video, I didn't make sure that my Winter Wonderland was wide enough for the card. So what I've done is just cut it a bit shorter so that it doesn't look strange. So if you go back to the original one, this goes right to the edge. So just make sure, if you do want to go to right to the edge, make sure that your glittery blue is wide enough. Okay, so just need to do that to the camera because it was going to time out. Okay, so what we need to do now is to put it all together. So we get a bit of craft glue. Don't worry about this finer bit because it's going to be in front of the circle. In fact, I've probably done too much there now, haven't I? Wipe that off. There we go. Okay, that'll dry, that's not a problem, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so that's the main part there. So then we'll just put a spot in the middle there. Okay, and this one can tuck in, and as I say, it doesn't matter about that edge because that's going to tuck in there and nobody will know. Okay, in fact if there's foam there, depending where you put the foam, it's actually easier. If there isn't anything there, then this one put there. Okay, then what we do, find all the little bits, okay, the little blue stars from the cuts, etc. Oh, and then just wants to stick to a finger, and then stick them around the card, and then finally, I mean I put a few more on. Finally we've got the 3D sparkle accents, silver sparkle, and what I would do is just initially, just so you get the flow of it, oh, and get rid of any air bubbles, and then just very gently, hardly even squeezing because it runs out by itself. Okay, wherever you want, and there we have it. Put it to one side to dry, and okay, so there's the finished one that we've just done, and I'll just get the one that we started with. Bye. Okay, so that's it, step by step. I hope you enjoyed that, and please join me next time for another step by step. Bye.